I love this question that was posted by Ethan Butte in the Follow Up Boss Facebook group. He asked, what's one thing every real estate agent should be doing every day? And there were a lot of funny answers in there, like bathe, or I think that one's the funniest. But my answer has quickly become, from learning experience, is focus on money making activities. It is very easy to become distracted in today's day and age. It's easy to become distracted by dings and notifications, whether the dings come from social media or emails or text messages or any other types of dings that you have on your phone or on your computer. And I find myself distracted. And I even do my best to put things on silent. And I'll even have like messages from my staff members and team members on Slack. And before I know it, 4 hours have passed. And then I have to pick up my daughter from school, and I didn't get any of my money making activities done. And I need to continue to feed the business and provide leads for my team and provide leads for myself and book appointments. So focusing on money making activities. Now, this may mean a different thing for different people, but for most real estate agents, money making activities is as simple as picking up the phone and calling and talking to your people in your CRM. And you need to prioritize who to be calling. Something that I love that a few people that I've talked to recently have said is you need to prioritize who to call by chasing activity and not just chasing leads. The same list of 100 people here is not created equal as the same list of 100 people here. So I'm going to share my screen and give you some ideas here. So what do I mean by that? If I just have a list of old leads that we've never reached, then that would be 700 people. And this list, I would consider to be a very low priority list. These are still people. This person, let's see, last communication was 3 years ago. We've never really connected with them. They were created in 2022. So they're very low priority. So if I were to try to just say, oh, I'm just going to try to call through our pond or call through old leads never reached, that's very low priority. So you need to be creating lists in your CRM to prioritize behavior and activity rather than just any lead in your CRM. So behavior and activity initially involves new leads coming into your CRM. So my favorite list to create is the new lead list. So we create a list in Follow Up Boss of new leads, no call attempt. So we filter a few things. We filter so that phone number is good. We know that the leads are new because it was created less than 14 days ago, and we only show leads with good numbers to call. The reason for this is we only want this to be a calling list, and then we use the automations we've created in Follow Up Boss to supplement. And if we don't have a good number to call, then the automation Follow Up Boss is working in the background to get responses. However, for behavior, we create lists like a back to website list. We don't just immediately go to our nurtures, although those are important like HOTS, but we also want to prioritize people coming back because these are people doing some type of activity in our website or other tools that integrate with Follow Up Boss to indicate they're filling out a form again or they're interacting again. So these people have a last activity less than 14 days ago, and we sort by last activity new to oldest with, again, a phone number is good. Now, what I love is for people who have other outside tools that integrate with Follow Up Boss is creating other smart lists. So I'm going to show you some examples to drill down even deeper and have even higher priority lists. So for you Rooster users, people who engage with Rooster have various tags that can be added to Follow Up Boss. So we use those tags to prioritize those above anybody engaging with the website, because anybody engaging with the website can just be looking at one house for sale or can just be looking at a blog post, but didn't do a high intent activity. A high intent activity on Rooster would be sending a chat message or downloading the app or creating a saved search, favoriting a property, initiating a call. Those are high activity intents. Another one is for like fellow users. We create some for requesting a callback, for example, or fellow engagements for as someone like engaging with fellow in some way, like looking at their home valuation or requesting a CMA. And you can get really granular with it depending on what tool you use, like Real Scout High Priorities, or looking at the automated home valuation, Ylopo hand raisers, and there's lots of different hand raiser tags we use, not just the regular hand raiser tag, but AI voice tags and callback scheduled and transfer successful or not successful, getting really granular and deep to where you create these lists to prioritize who to call, not just anybody, but you create segmented lists so that you say, okay, first I'm going to call people who have been responding to the AI. Then I'm going to call these people who have been doing high intent activities by filling out forms or submitting a chat message or clicking specific buttons that are high intent. Then I'll look at people who are looking at their home value report. Then I'll call everybody else who's been coming back to the website. And then I'll call my hots. But the good news is with these like high intent lists that you prioritize first, you're chasing activity. So with the hots, you would just be doing generic follow-ups, and you really don't know if the person has any higher motivation than the last time you spoke with them. With these, they are telling you by their activity that they have motivation again. Versus with your just general follow-ups, you don't know if they have any sort of activity or high intent motivation. With these, they do, because they are doing specific behaviors and activity on either your website or through these conversion tools you've set up. And what's nice is these behavior-based activities not only include leads you've never reached, but they include your hots and your warms and your colds, so that you're hitting those people when they are engaging the most and when you need to be talking with them. It's sort of coincidental. Like, you're not going to be calling and say, hey, I noticed you clicked a button on my website, or I noticed you looked at a property. But it's more coincidental. I'm no scripting expert. That's somebody else. I'm more of the CRM person here, but you're calling them at the right time when they are the most active, the most engaged, and most motivated based on their activity, versus if you're just calling them as like a scheduled follow-up just because they're showing up on your smart list. That's not the best use of your time. So the answer to that question, I would say, is focus on money-making activities, but figuring out what is the best use of your time for the money-making activities. Yes, calling is a money-making activity. Texting is a money-making activity. Even sending an email is a money-making activity. But who in your database you should prioritize? Because I have a list of 9,000 people. Now, how do I drill down further to figure out who is the highest priority?